Timber!
It's been a while since I've reviewed a Majesco published game, and with the one exception of Wild Earth African Safari, I think they do a mediocre job of making Wii games. My hopes for this game weren't too high, since it's just another Majesco minigame title. They seem like they're trying to corner the Wii market in minigame collections. The problem with always making minigames is, when it comes time to make a real game, they tend to do a poor job at it. But with that said, this is definitely one of the better minigame collections. I'm not saying it's fantastic, but it's not bad. There are 16 logging-related minigames, and the game starts off on my bad side by locking almost all the games. Ugh. Even My Sims Party, as awful as that game was, didn't lock their minigames, making you play every one of them in order to play the fun ones. So I figured I would take an hour and power through the 4 tournaments so I could unlock all the games. And of course, all but one of the 4 tournaments is locked. However, I beat them all very easily, and I got first place in all the tournaments, but all those games that I just played were still locked. It turns out you have to unlock them in the practice mode in order to play them anytime. What was the point of locking the tournaments if you don't give us anything other than unlocking the next tournament? Even when I got first place in the final tournament, and that consisted of playing every minigame in that collection, you know what I got for doing that? Nothing. Not even an unlocked character. But I'll get into that later. Thanks for making me waste an hour, Majesco. So I find out there's no point in doing tournaments other than having a bunch of tournaments ready to play when company comes over. Sorry if I sound really bitter, but it really angered me when I got nothing out of getting first place in the final tournament. Wait, I do want to clarify one thing. I did get one thing for getting first place. I got a trophy for my collection room. Whoopee! You start off the game with 4 characters to choose from. A lumberjack named Jack, a girl named Jill. Wait, I get it. Lumberjill. Nice pun, Majesco. And of course a ninja and a pirate. Because nothing screams logging sports like a ninja and a pirate. Hey, if ninjas and pirates can play dodgeball, why can't they be in logging sports as well? Makes total sense to me. Plus there are a bunch more you can unlock, but I have no idea how to do it. You would think I'd get at least one of them for finishing the tournaments, but no. Thanks for the encouragement for playing the tournament modes, Majesco. I hear you can play as your Miis, but I never got to unlock any of the other characters, so I have no idea if that's true. The games themselves could be played with just a Wiimote, or most of the time with a balance board. You'll always choose the Wiimote over the balance board. It's quicker and easier. The games themselves were okay. Some were very clever, like this one where you had to saw off the right branches at the right times, like a very simplified version of Guitar Hero. Or this one where you have to keep balanced on a log. There are also all the normal logging games you would expect. Tree climbing, log cutting, and log chopping. While those were fun, there were some that wasn't as fun. There were 3 different versions of this throwing axes game. The one where you had to throw them in a certain color was the most tedious of the bunch. However, the worst minigames were the ones you had to walk on these logs. The coin collection and the survivor minigames were just boring. I was falling asleep while playing them. They were so dull. Plus the controls on these were too tight and not forgiving. You would often fall into the water only because you didn't read your jump right. Now this game could be played with up to 4 players, and it worked just fine. Plus for an added challenge, you could increase the difficulty level of the computer players that you had to face. The difficulty levels range from easy, medium, and hard. Go Play Lumberjacks is basically a fun game. It's more of a game that younger kids would enjoy because of its easy to learn and master controls. While 30% of the games were a bit dull, the other 70% were fun enough to keep a younger child's attention. If you're looking for a nice family game, this is not a bad choice, and I think it would be fun for a nice weekend rental.